Live. Hello everyone. Hello TTP audience. As usual, Thursday live training room together with Lachlan. Lachlan, good morning.
Good morning. How are
Yeah.
you? I hope you're awesome.
We have already discussed with Lachlan the markets and markets are showing a lot of potential, a lot of interesting stuff for sure. Lachlan, would you like to give a little insight? What's to expect?
Yes, I'd love to. So the US job figures came out at 130,000 last night, which was way above forecast. So anybody that was trading last night got to take advantage of this massively buoyant market. What's now happened is Europe has gapped up. So Europe has actually gapped up. And the beauty of that, the beauty of the gap up is that we are now, we've got an FESX that's at record highs. We've got the FDAX that looks like it's going to break record highs. This is all off the back of some very, very positive, and all off the back of some very, very positive news out of the US. So the market is very buoyant. The market is very buoyant, which is very exciting. So, so we've got a lot of work to do today. That's what it means. A lot of work to do.
Great, great.
And that's me.
Then it
That's
means
me.
that I'm not gonna take much of your time. The only thing I wanna ask you to turn on the presentation in Zoom so the Zoom audience can see everything as well.
100%. Let me do that for you now.
And we're gonna
This
start
one. So the
while
Zoomers, the
Lachlan
Zoomers
is
should be
doing that. Yeah, I
perfect.
can see. The last words from my side is that I want to have a little reminder to all of you guys who are watching us right now. We have a Valentine's campaign running, the opportunity to show your love in trading. And we have a 20% discount for all account types. Doesn't matter CFD or futures or stocks. We have a 20% discount with the code CHARTLOVER. All capitals, CHARTLOVER, 20% discount for all accounts. Show some love to others, to yourself, and how you love trading. Great, Lachlan, I'm gonna give the word to you.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm just starting a backup computer. So let me do that. Let's do this. Pushing a couple of buttons here. Hold on one sec. All right. No, I'm good to go, guys. I am 100% good to go here. I'm just starting up another backup laptop. So hi, guys and girls. Hope you are amazing. Lockie here. I'm going to guide you through, guys. I'm going to guide you through the trading this afternoon. Again, thank you to TTP, guys. Thank you to TTP. They have been very, very good to us, guys. Very good to us as we develop our knowledge, guys. Our knowledge and our expertise with everything that goes on, guys, in the international international space, which is really exciting. So, guys, with that said, we're going to run through, guys. Today we're going to follow a slightly different chart format, which I'll introduce you to shortly. As the reason being is, as at the start of February, guys, what we've actually done is we have split the Nasdaq and S&P 500 traders. Guys have been split away into their own exclusive US-centric trading room. Guys, we're doing a test as to whether that increases the performance of the members in the live trading room even further. Guys, and that test is going very, very well indeed. Guys, very well indeed. So again, guys, tonight I was more than happy to talk to you about Nasdaq and S&P 500 trades. I've got a separate computer running for you for that purpose. Flip side today, guys, also will focus very heavily on the FDAX. All of these markets are positively correlated, so we should be in for a really good little session. I should be in a great session. Now, let me just move your little chat around, guys, so I make sure that I can see the chat and it's very, very obvious. So good morning, everybody. Keith, how are you? Danilo, how are you? Young Hussein, good morning. How are you? I hope you are fantastic. Now, guys, what we're going to do again, we'll just run through the slides as we do every time. So, guys, my key point up in yellow for those of you who might be brand new to the game of trading, guys, and it is a game, guys. It is a game. It's a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. So I'll say that again. Trading is a game, guys. It's a game of discipline and patience. So ultimately, it's a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. Guys, yesterday was an absolute classic example of exactly that, guys, where we had to stay disciplined, we had to stay patient. We waited around about 45 or 15 minutes for a first really amazing trade. Guys, then a number of traders went on to make over $1,000 on that trade. So, guys, it's really important that we just follow exactly the same strategy every day, and we're going to do exactly the same thing today. Now, guys, they're saying that trading is not easy, but it is very simple. Consistency is the key to success in trading. So the best traders, guys, that I've ever seen globally are those people that were trained in a live trading room for three reasons. Primarily, guys, you can build a great community of traders globally, you can work as a team, and you've obviously got transparency of performance, which is really, really important. Guys, now the reason I mention that, there's a lot of trading strategies out there in the world, guys, that simply do not work. Right? They just don't work. Lots of people go, yay, isn't it great? I got a 60% success rate or a 70% success rate. Guys, now, again, trading room for the DAX that we're going to be doing this afternoon is running well over a 92% strike rate, well over 92. I did take a losing trade, guys. I did take a losing trade this week, but it was 100% user error, human error. So what we want is we want a live trading that runs at a very, very high strike rate, ultimately because that builds your confidence in the strategy. It builds your confidence in the style of trading that we use. And what you'll realize very, very quickly, guys, once you've got confidence in one strategy and confidence in one approach to trading, you don't need a second approach or a third or a fourth or a fifth approach, guys. You just focus on mastering one thing. As in, may I suggest, having been around trading for a long time, if you can master one thing, you definitely don't need a second thing, and you can just get on with the job of trading really, really well. And that's what we're going to be doing. Guys, now with all that said, guys, we've got a number of compliance slides we need to go through. First and foremost, guys, we're trading futures today. Some people are trading CFDs. Guys, what does that ultimately mean? Guys, we have risk when we're trading. There's a risk of making money and also losing money. Because we are trading on margin down the bottom there, guys, that risk is amplified. What does that mean? We've got a risk of making a significant amount of money very quickly. We've also got with the same risk, guys, going the other way. What does it ultimately mean? We are professional risk controllers, guys. So right throughout the presentation today, guys, everything we do is as per the 101 education course, guys. That's the video course that we use at Samurai. Everything that we're going to be doing, guys, is as per the education course, and the whole intent is to control our risk quickly, guys, like we did yesterday, like we did the day before. We'll control quickly, guys, and we're going to let the profit run. Now, for new traders, I strongly recommend that you let the candle close and then take a trade. It means you are a static style trader. Guys, for some of you who don't mind, guys, obviously you're not waiting for the candle to close. I'll speak about both of those trades. Now, guys, everything was general information. Only the past performance of all financial products is allowed to be used as an indication of future performance. Further to that, we've got this wonderful thing called market risks. Because we are trading over the internet, guys, the internet does give an incredible advantage. You can trade anywhere in the world that you want to, that you've got a decent internet connection. That said, though, guys, slight disadvantage that I may call a trade. I might discuss a certain dynamic in the market. You might not be able to get in exactly where you want to get in, and you might not be able to get out exactly where you want to get out. Because simply just based on this variable called the internet. Okay. Now, guys, who am I? Very, very quick history, guys. I'm the head coach and presenter, guys, at Samurai Day Trading out of Singapore. Guys, my trading journey, I started on the 1st of August 2007 as a Forex trader. I know Forex is a swear word in the professional trading realm, but I did start as a Forex and CFD trader, guys. On the 1st of August 2007, I discovered futures trading. I went, you've got to be kidding. Guys, the big difference between futures and Forex is if you're trading Forex, you're forced to use a broker, whereas futures traders, we don't use brokers who can manipulate the market against us, guys. So futures traders, guys, just by market design, have a massive advantage over everybody else. I became a futures trader. So on the 1st of August 2009, I started my first trading school because there were no decent trading schools in Australia. Guys, fast forward to today, based in Singapore, we've trained 2,500 traders in 22 countries. I've had an absolute ball. What I've done in that journey is I've actually written my own strategies. I've written my own indicators, written my own way of trading the market. That's what we're going to be using today, and that's actually going to be quite good fun, may I suggest. Now, Instagram. If you're a social media person, Instagram, we're Samurai Day Trading, YouTube, and TikTok. We're developing those capabilities at the moment. Certainly TikTok, we're developing. YouTube, I think we've just crossed over 320,000 views. Our goal by the end of the year is to hit 1 million views. Not that that means anything on YouTube, other than I like goals. I like goals and I like structure. We're developing a Facebook page, Samurai Day Trading HQ. So if you're a fan of Facebook, please jump on that. And if I discuss anything today, guys, anything today, and you've got a question about anything we're doing, please email. I know email is very old-fashioned. I know it's very old-fashioned, but you're looking at info@samuraidaytrading.com, guys, is the best address. Now, what I'm going to be targeting today, guys, apart from this slide, sorry, we've got to do this one here, guys. Every month we do a free monthly trader support meeting, guys. That'll be done at the end of the month. Guys, tonight we've actually got the soft launch of our affiliate program. So if anybody out there in the world, guys, would like to be a promotional affiliate of Samurai, we're going to build an international team, an international family. Guys, we've got our soft launch webinar on for that tonight. If you would like to come along, guys, please ask me for the link and I'll be able to put that in for you. Now, in terms of format, what we are going to be doing today is we are going to run an FDAX-centric trading room. As all of our NASDAQ and S&P 500 traders are actually, they've run away and they're in their own little NASDAQ trading room. I'm more than happy to talk. If we've got any NASDAQ traders in the session today, I was more than happy to guide you in and out of your trades. I'll simply be saying, hey, NASDAQ traders, you're looking for a short, or S&P 500 traders, you're looking for this, looking for that. I do think off the back of the employment figures from last night in the US, which were very, very positive, I do think we're going to get a pretty buoyant day. We are leading into another US news announcement later on tonight, guys, which I do think is going to be even more positive, which means these guys are going to go even higher. Now, what I want you to target, guys and girls, today are the 4 things on the left-hand side highlighted in red. That's basically the foundation for everything we do. That's how I'm going to be running the session for you tonight. Whereas we're going to target the FDAX on the right-hand side, got the FESX in the bottom left-hand corner as a primary reference chart. And guys, as we start to step up to slightly larger charts, our first reference point for a slightly larger chart is the FDAX 15-minute chart. All the way down the bottom, guys, let the market do the heavy lifting. What that ultimately means is the market is going to give you every signal you need to trade, guys. It's going to tell you exactly where to put your stop loss, exactly where to put your target. It's already been doing that for since 2007. So how long is that? Almost 19 years, guys. Almost 19 years I've been around futures trading, and literally 19 years ago, it was telling you exactly where to get in and exactly where to get out. So that's what we're going to be focused on today. So let's jump into, as I just click the button here, let's jump into the live, we'll jump into the live charts. All right, so this is the chart format. As I would suggest that you use if you want to be very, very good, guys, at trading the DAX 40. This is a really good workspace. Guys, if you want to trade the NASDAQ, you would simply switch these charts out for the NASDAQ on the right, guys, and the S&P 500 in the bottom left-hand corner. So hello, everybody that's logging in and saying hello. I hope you are fantastic. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with the FESX. This is the FESX, again, biggest market in the world. So biggest market in the world at this time of the day, guys, particularly the European Open. So we've got up to the big charts, guys, go up to the big charts, and straight away, I've circled a couple of things I want to talk about. So last week finished on the 6th of February. We had, in that little blue circle there, a little indicator telling you that this candle was 20 times stronger than the previous candle. Now, what does that ultimately mean? There's a mathematical algorithm running behind the charts that measures the strength of the buyers or the sellers. In this case here, the buyers were incredibly strong last week, so 20 times stronger than they were the week before. What does that ultimately mean, guys? That's actually buoyed people's confidence to actually trade the market long. I think those probably anticipating positive US news, guys, which has come out. As a result, anyone that is long, they're looking really good at this point in time. As for us, what does it ultimately mean? A couple of things. First and foremost, there's a little green Fibonacci that has just expired, so I'll get rid of that one. What we've got to keep a very close eye on today, guys, is again a couple of things. So yesterday's high was the highest that the FESX had ever been. As what we're looking for now is, do we get dominant buying above this blue Fibonacci here, or do they fail at the blue and then peel back down and fail under the orange? This orange shows the orange level here, again, on the weekly chart. That's the highest they went in January before they just created a brand new high. This level yesterday was exactly what we were reversing off, and it did go very well. As what's going to happen today is we're either going to get the buyers dominating above these levels and we're going to be running long with them, or we're going to get the European markets reclosing their gaps to the downside. So what we're looking for ultimately is if we get some really strong sellers coming in early, as we want to join them. If those sellers push down and they fail in the first 15 minutes, as we're looking to turn them around and we're looking to send them straight back the other way. Okay, now down to the daily chart, as this starts to become really, really, really important. So first and foremost, as we're failing at the 161.8 fib extension, as off the 4-hour chart, that is normally a relatively high volatility failure point. But the fact is we're failing there. It means that the Fibonacci is still working perfectly. Now, as if we fail at the 161.8 fib extension, right, that number is 6095. They're likely to go back to the 100 extension, which is all the way down here at 43. Right, that is a big drop. Okay, from up here is all the way down to here. Now, this blue line is critically important, guys. That's the highest point that we reached before we actually created this new high. Note that they have not closed above this blue line here yet. Right, so on the daily chart, as what may happen is we might get a nice little sell down. They're going to try and close that gap. If they can close the gap, which is the gap between yesterday's finish and today's start, you can see that little gap in the market there. In fact, you know what? Let me put an indicator on there, guys, that shows you the candle gap. Right, let me show you the candle gap. Just for those people that say, Lockie, I don't know what you mean by gap. Okay, right. Here, right there is my gap. Now, the indicator is geared to be 1 day behind, but you can see all the purple, guys. You can see all the purple. It's actually quite a powerful little reference point. So at this stage, guys, it's traditional that these Europeans are going to turn around and actually try and close the gap to the downside. Now, if they do close the gap to the downside, then we can see these guys are initially sorry, messages. Okay, perfect. So, guys, I've got people in the NASDAQ trading room that are texting me going, "Wow, check this out. Now, if you are a NASDAQ or S&P 500 trader, guys, the S&P 500 has actually set up a beautiful static bar reversal short. So if you are watching the S&P 500 in the background, guys, it's set up a really, really lovely short. Just be aware that's going to be a pretty short range short. Guys, it'll be a pretty short range short. Right, now, guys, back to the DAXI, guys, down to the what I do see here is this static bar reversal, that minus 254 rating. That is an enormous rating. So based on the principle, we did all this yesterday, but based on the principle of sellers own the stair step, guys, that is a buying base reversal on the 4-hour chart with a 254 strength on it. That's enormous. Like normally we get 4s and maybe a 1 and a 6 and a 2 and a 2. 254. As that ultimately means, as we did yesterday, guys, we got some really, really good little trades. And the biggest trade we got yesterday, guys, was a long trade, so a buying trade, 100% in agreement with the 4-hour chart. That means they're probably going to go to a 4-hour Fibonacci. And you can see right now, guys, that 161 fib, they're mucking around on that 4-hour fib. Dropping down to the 60, guys, what we'll keep an eye on as we come into the open is how strong this buying candle is. So if we get a really, really strong buying candle on the FESX in 11 minutes from now, guys, we're probably going to push up to at least the R1, here, that resistance level 1. As if we get beyond the resistance level 1, these guys are basically going to go into effectively price discovery. Like this is the highest. This is the highest these guys have ever been. Right now, dropping down to the 15-minute chart. I'm looking for 15-minute chart static bar reversals, and hey presto, guess what we've got on the chart already? It's 15-minute chart SBR. All right, so for those that are new to the session, an SBR is a mathematical algorithm telling us that they're going to go short underneath that candle. So guys, that's a short sitting down there about 6091. What does that mean? These guys are probably going to buy first, fail badly, turn around and trigger that. So please, guys, remember as we come into the open, There is a 15-minute chart SBR, static bar reversal short, with a -4 rating. That's actually quite a strong candle in its own right. 5-minute chart is what we've got all for the FESX. We've got to watch for a gap close. So at this point in time, they have not closed their gap, right? Their gap is all the way down here. Highly likely, guys, if we're going to go into price discovery, we're just going to skyrocket through the moon. They are probably going to come down first, close the gap, turn around and rocket back the other way. As if they just turn around and rocket without any sell down, then I don't think the rocket's going to last very long. Okay, now what we must highlight here, I'm going to put it in red for you to make sure it's very, very obvious. Guys, we cannot lose sight of the fact that we are at the all-time high. There's going to be a lot of people up here that want to push it higher. Guys, let me just see what's that pivot hiding behind there. Okay, no, it's just all-time highs, which is fine. As we do need to watch for the gap close. So the gap close is all the way down here. Okay, so these guys mathematically have to go down at some point. For those that have just joined us, the US job figures last night were very, very positive. So the US economy is absolutely booming, guys. Every economic indicator shows that economy is going absolutely nuts. Okay, so again, if you've got a government around the world that is not going absolutely nuts, I can think of a couple that all they need to do is look at what the US is doing and kind of repeat the process. Guys, that's all they've got to do, right? So again, the US economy is very, very strong. Now we know, guys, what the big boys and girls are going to be thinking in the bottom left-hand corner. Guys, let's break down the FDAX. So we'll go to the weekly chart. Okay, go up to the weekly chart. Right, now, first thing we're going to check on the weekly chart, and this becomes really obvious. Can everybody see this gap? Well, can everybody see this gap? So as much as the FESX is at the highest point it has ever been, the FDAX is not. Guys, the FDAX is peeled back significantly. Mathematically, it is very, very, very likely at some point in time in the next 2 to 3 weeks, the FDAX buyers are going to push up and close that gap. All right, now if we get very positive US news out again tonight, and then the Europeans start announcing equally positive news about unemployment and jobs and inflation and similar things, then again the FDAX is going to climb up here at some point in time, guys, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, as per the rule of 3. Down to the 1440 chart. So again, straight, if you're doing your homework, guys, please do step number 1 of your homework, check the stair step. All right, so at the moment, the buyers own the stair step. Right, so what that ultimately means is we've got this -41 rated static bar reversal short at 25011. As if we do buy early on the FDAX and it fails, the sellers may decide to turn around, come back down, pop that short, and they're going to target 25,000. If we get below 25,000, guys, we're going to fall down. If we don't get stuck at 25,000, or if we do get stuck, we're going to turn around and bounce back the other way. We must watch that very carefully. Was that so 25010? Let me just put a note on the screen for you. And as we come in, guys, once we know the direction they're going, we can pull bits and pieces off the chart. We don't need all of this. We are looking at it's a PP very close and PP level close enough. Yeah, Keith, spot on the mark. So guys, that is a very strong. That's a very very strong 1440 SBR short. Now, technically, guys, we need a higher high before they trigger that short. All right. So again, this brings into context what's going on. As if the buyers were to scream up here, guys, today, and we get up around about that green 90% Fibonacci, if we get a little higher high, guys, then they're going to be reloading that static bar reversal again. So really, really important point. That's really important point. Okay, now down to the 240. Down to the 1440. So once again, guys, it's all about stair step for me. So these guys went up, they went down, they went up. Buyers own the stair step, sellers have stolen it. What does it mean? And something we've got to be very, very careful of for the FDAX traders in particular, guys, that is a static bar reversal long on the 4-hour chart. So what they've ultimately done already Guys, now I can put a label on that, guys. There's an indicator that will actually tell you what it is. So let me go and get the indicator for you. So go to here. You're looking for an indicator called Signal Hunter. There is Signal Hunter. If we put that one on, we'll probably find that'll be labeled perfectly. Look at that. There's your SPR. So that is a 4-hour chart SPR long. Now, very, very key point about that is if that 4-hour trade holds, then the FESX is probably going to go long for the next 12 hours. So what it ultimately means is if we're going to sell the FDAX down today, as we want permission from the FESX in the bottom left-hand corner. How do we gain that permission, guys? We're looking for matching signals like we got yesterday, like we got the day before. We're looking for matching signals on the FESX. As first, FDAX second, and the FESX has always got priority, guys. And that is one way we can generally navigate the FDAX with 100% strike rate. Right? That is the goal for today. Now, if we do go much higher, guys, down to the 60-minute charts, if we do go much higher, guys, we've got a very, very key 60-minute level here. If we break that, we're probably going to go to the next 60-minute level. This starts to get us up around that green 90% Fibonacci. That's when we're looking at higher highs on the daily chart and very, very large shorts coming in tomorrow potentially. Okay, we don't know yet what they're going to do. We will find out in the first 10 to 15 minutes. Dropping down to the 30-minute chart. There's a really, really lovely fib here. What's the bet? I'm going to add a 15-minute chart fib in. Even though I'm using the 30, I was going to say, what's the bet? We're mucking around some 76 Fibonacci's, right? Really, really key level, because technically the Fibonacci's got to come from there. For those that are brand new to the session, guys, we always draw our Fibonacci down to catch them on the way back up. So it's always drawn down to catch them on the way up at this point in time. Now, if you're doing it the other way around, guys, so it's drawn down to catch them on the way up, the spine of the Fibonacci is always drawn left to right. If you're drawing it from right to left, generally it's upside down. You've got to be a little bit careful of that. All right. Now, what does it mean? What does all that mean, guys? Coming into the open at this stage, 15-minute chart, which is an incredible reference chart. At this point in time, we do have a higher high. Guys, that could fuel a 15-minute chart SPR short. That could be used to go and close the gap. Okay, back down to the 5-minute chart. Oh, those 76 fibs, guys, we just added on. Look at that. They are absolutely phenomenal. Right. So for the opening candle, guys, for those that trade the opening candle, a really important point, guys, if you don't normally trade the opening candle, please don't start today. Really important point. For those that love the opening candle, guys, you're looking for that absolute definite 133 fib extension failure, which is one of the magic numbers on the FDAX. We've got a clear stair step today. So the 133 fib extension is actually up around the R1. All right, so there's going to be 2 Fibonacci's on today, guys. I'll add the next one on once we've got a confirmation in around about 2 minutes' time. But if these guys get a real wriggle on, g'day, Tim, how are you, mate? How are you? And thank you for your help today. So, very, guys, again, Samurai, Cody's with us as well. Cody, hope you're awesome. If you see anything, mate, that I've missed, please jump on me. No question about that. Now, with all of that said, guys, Breezy, how are you? So I've got junior trading royalty in the house, guys. Young Breezy, mate, you did very well yesterday. So what we're looking for, yes, Keith, that's on the money, and the company responsible is very apologetic for that. Very apologetic. So, guys, coming in, we've got about a minute until the gun goes. At this stage, we're going to keep a very close eye on the all-time high for 2025. We know that the FESX is pushing its all-time high. FESX will traditionally move down to the 50 fib of the day on the opening candle of the market, guys. So I am expecting these guys to sell down first. We are far enough away, guys, 50 seconds to go. We are far enough away. If we do get the buyers pushing up, guys, and hitting a dominant candle Fibonacci extension, then we are looking at a pre-top. We are looking at a pre-top reversal for the opening candle traders. Guys, I'll get I'll get an additional extension ready to rock and roll for you guys and girls. So I'm gonna use the slightly larger one is green. Guys, we'll get a dominant candle. Let me just move this around. We'll get a dominant candle one ready to go as well. Just going to move my 15-minute charts. Well, these buyers are very, very, very determined. This Fibonacci is going to be enormous. It's going to be enormous. So we'll get ready. Kind of expecting this when they're, there we go. When they're pushing all-time highs. All right, so they're all the way up to yesterday's high. Now the new Fibonacci, wow, is all I can say. Guys, the new Fibonacci I've just drawn on, there is a reversal. Guys, there is a reversal at yesterday's high. There is a reversal at yesterday's high. Now, again, I would be a little bit careful here, guys. Your reversal is at 115. So you are now looking at a 133 Fibonacci extension failure, guys, off the dominant candle. Okay, you're looking at that's a huge boost, guys, coming into the open. Huge boost. Caleb, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. So at this stage, guys, you know they're pushing up to the 133 fib. Right there is exactly where we would expect them to push up to. Okay, this 133. Now, if they push much higher than that, guys, then, of course, yesterday's high, the reversal is looking a little sad, as in we're not doing it. Let me be very clear. Let me be very, very clear on that one. Okay, I would suggest at this stage, guys, we're looking, we're looking for an R1 reversal. Guys, probably looking for an R1 reversal. That's a very, very interesting Fibonacci there. Okay, that's a very, very key 60-minute level. That's one of the levels we spoke about earlier. So just guys, just let them bop along. Okay, so one of the things that can absolutely destroy you as a trader is FOMO, so fear of missing out. Please don't be that trader, guys. We're going to pick up today probably 4 to 5 really good trades. We may have to be a little bit patient. We may have to be patient. We may have to be disciplined, guys. But again, that's how we ultimately get paid. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep a very close eye, guys, on the FESX. I'm also keeping an eye on its potential failure at the R1. Double confirming for everybody, this is the highest the FESX has ever been. This is the highest it's ever been. So if we are going to reverse against this buying momentum, we have to be very, very certain that the FESX agrees with that position. Dave, if they're not trading and just want to sit in, also on YouTube Live, it's absolutely spot on the mark. It's spot on the mark. So, guys, let this opening candle, understanding we do have a gap to close to the downside for the FESX traders, all right, which is all the way down here. So again, if we do pick up a valid reversal, right? So if we do pick up a valid reversal, we're going to be very careful, like we've been all week. Then we're looking to go for long range targets. Those long range targets. Okay, now let me see, guys. Let's just see what these guys have got. Okay.
Order canceled.
Okay, hold on. I'm just positioning orders in the market. Guys, I'm targeting, me personally, guys, I'm targeting the delta. As these buyers run out more, this delta here, guys, is divine. Absolutely divine. So let's just see what we can get here, because these buyers are running out of steam very impressively, and I'm loving that 88.6 Fibonacci. So just let them cruise through, guys. Let them cruise through. It's funny, on the opening candle, my adrenaline, even though I'm doing this for a long time, guys, my adrenaline does move, guys. It does move. There's no question about that. Okay, so at this stage, guys, let's just judge this candle. 35 seconds until the candle closes. The candle, if it is efficient, guys, which it probably won't be, we are looking at a potential climactic reversal. Guys, we are looking at a potential climactic reversal. Now, again, to trade the climactic reversal, guys, we're going to wait for the candle to close. We're then going to wait for the buyers to push into the market and fail. And then we're looking for a delta. Wow, these guys are very strong. Very, very, very strong. So if you want a climactic reversal, guys, you've got an order on the market at 158. Now, that's only if you trade climactic reversals. You're waiting for the buyers to push up. You're waiting for them to fail badly. We've got a gap down on the FESX. So there is an order if you're a climactic reversal trader at 158. Now, again, if you are a careful trader, you're going to wait for a static bar reversal short or a delta, guys, or a delta V1, delta V2. What we've got, guys, in the scenario here is we've got no appreciation for whether the buyers are going to stop yet. All right, so let me just have a look. You've got a second push to the high side. So again, guys, it is a valid trade. We're looking for higher highs to be pushed, and then we're looking for a short. That is only if you trade a climactic reversal. Static traders, you're going to wait for this candle to close, and then you're going to look to take a trade. All right, you're going to wait for the candle to close, and then you're going to look to take a trade. These Fibonacci extensions, guys, at this stage are probably expired. Right, so we might be in a situation where we have to be very, very careful. Let me just check how far that DAX gap is. Oh, it's all the way up there. Okay. So the more the buyers push up, guys, the more the buyers push up and fail, okay, the better a trade is looking to the downside. So what does that ultimately mean, guys? If you haven't gone short yet because you're waiting for these guys to push up multiple times and fail, your short is now at 156, so you're outside the range of the current candle. If you're waiting statically, guys, you're waiting for this candle to close, and then you're looking for a trade, right? Then you're looking for a trade. At this stage, guys, we've got permission from the FESX. We've got permission to go short on the FDAX. Right, we have permission to go short. We're just waiting to see when the FDAX decides, or where the FDAX decides to stop. Now, it looks like it's hunting that 4-hour Fibonacci. Guys, if we go much beyond the 4-hour Fib, guys, I'll leave that on for the moment, but these guys might be chasing their gap, guys, which means it's all the way at the top of the jar. How do we deal with that, guys? How do we deal with that? If we get an efficient candle, so if we get an efficient candle long, as on the FESX and the FDAX combined, we then take that trade as an efficient candle, and we try and go for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and we want to try and push it as far as we can to the high side. Okay, as far as we can. Okay. All right, we've got perfect, guys. Just again, that one. Okay, right. So for the DAX traders at this stage, guys, we're going to keep a very, very close eye on risk as well. The 15-minute chart has gone absolutely ballistic. What have we got? 135. Remember we spoke, guys, about this 4-hour static bar reversal long. This could go for 12 hours, right? So if they're very, very strong, guys, if they start breaking these key chart levels, if they start breaking those levels, then all we're going to do is join the buyers when we can, guys, when we can. Okay, very important. Now, again, for those that are watching the 15-minute charts count down, what we are likely to get at this point in time is if we get a close above, the FESXR1, so if we get a close above the FESXR1, then we're looking to go long as opposed to short. If we get a close on the FESX below the R1, guys, then the FDAX gets to its R2. We're looking for a short because we have permission from the FESX. At this stage, the FESX buyers are really strong, guys, with 30 seconds to go. They are really strong compared to the previous candle. What does it ultimately mean? We're going to have to keep a very close eye on the FESX and get permission to reverse the DAX. Now, is this going to be an efficient candle? It won't be. So the FDAX, guys, the FDAX buyers have lost control of the market. So FDAX has lost control of the market. No question, the buyers have lost control. So at this stage, those that reverse off the R2, as you're looking for a reversal, you want them to push back up towards the R2. You guys are looking for a reversal as around about the 210, exactly the 210 mark, maybe as low as 209. As we've got literally within 2 points of the R2, right? So if you are going to short, right, and you're looking for them to push through the R2 and fail, then again, your entry point is as low. Once they push up, your entry point, which they've just done, guys, your entry point is at 210. Your risk control point is at 205. Okay, so again, if you've entered, guys, at 210, you're going to control your risk at 205. I do want you to go, guys, for a long range short target on this one, because if this is the top of the market, we're going to try and run it all the way back down the other way. All right, so the proof is failure, guys, of the FESX. All right, so Shelton, you're short. Well done. Guys, if you are short, volatility is calling for 35 to 40 point targets, please. So 35 to 40 point targets. Andrew, nice work. If you are short, guys, at 210, if you waited for the touch of the R2 with permission from the FESX, with the fact that these guys, the buyers, have lost control, is absolutely brilliant. That V2 delta, guys, is valid at 185. Guys, it is valid at 185. If you're going to go short at 185, your risk control point, guys, is 180. Now, just watch the risk on the delta, guys, is around about 30 points. Nice work, mate. Well done. Is that delta there? If we were to close like that in 3 minutes' time, that delta there is looking absolutely stunning. Dan, well done, mate. You got a 5 and a 20 off the R1. That's a beautiful trade. Right? Absolutely beautiful trade. Okay, so big well done. Now, those waiting for the 15 minutes, guys, you're waiting for the static chart. What we're looking for is we're looking for the buyers to fail at the R2 on the FDAX and the R1 on the FESX. If one of those boxes is not ticked, we can't take a trade. All right, so we can't take a trade if one of those boxes is not ticked. Now that's, guys, so obviously single touch reversal off the R2. That is, again, if you've got agreement from the FESX, which we clearly did, that is a really, really good little trade. It's a really, really good little trade. Now the flip side of good little trade is, again, if you are trading the delta, then I would encourage you guys to have a 5-point risk control point, please. So a 5-point risk control. I'm just watching the delta, guys. So if I go quiet, I'm just watching the delta and how they act. That delta V3, guys, I wouldn't enter the delta V3 only because we've got too much risk. So the delta V3 has got a little bit too much risk. The sellers are trying very hard here, guys, to show us some love. Now, if you are in on the delta, guys, your risk control point is 180. If you are in the higher delta, your risk control point is 180. Now, understanding there is risk on that delta, guys, there is risk on the delta. Now I'm going to, guys, I've just realized my camera's turned on. Let me just turn that camera off, only so you've got basically less to look at and more chart space, I would believe. So less to look at and more chart space. So as we come in towards the close, as it's coming towards the close of the candle, the FESX sellers are very, very strong. FESX sellers are very strong. Guys, my ATM, I'm short on the delta. Guys, my ATM has actually just triggered. So my trailing stop is now tightening, guys, on this exact delta that I was talking about before. Now, again, if you're not in that delta, guys, if you're not in the delta and you're waiting for the candle to close, right, wait for this drop in ratio. FESX, very strong, guys. So what we're going to do for the FDAX traders, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to put, so the Delta V2, Delta V3s, guys, are now tradable. What we're going to do is I'm going to draw a Fibonacci retracement down the turning bar to catch them on the way up. Absolutely. Guys, we want to be short on the FDAX, right? We want to be short on the FDAX. At this stage, what I would love to see FDAX wise, guys, I'd love to see some green come in. It's not absolutely critical, but I'd love to see some green come in. In fact, as I watch the FESX, guys, we definitely want that green team to come in, please. So we definitely want the green team to come in. Here they come. So we're going to let the green team come in. Guys, over here on the FDAX, we're going to let the buyers come in, fail at a Fibonacci. I'm targeting that delta. Why is that delta at 185 as a really, really lovely little entry point? I'm keeping a very close eye, guys, on the FESX because it's pushing up towards its R1 and failing again. Now, if you are short at 185, guys, again, there is risk on this trade because our risk is defined by the R2. Now, with that kind of ratio drop, guys, I would be expecting a really nice response from the FDAX, guys, a really, really nice response. Now, it's bouncing around a little bit. Guys, that's okay. They're just getting guidance, please. They're just getting guidance from the FESX as to what to do. Now, some of you enter, guys, just under the body of the candle on a static bar reversal. So if you are short on the body at 195, guys, your first target obviously would be 190 followed by 185. If you are a body trader, guys, if you are a body trader. Now, with a bit of volatility around, guys, we're going to watch our risk today. Really, really important. So I'll basically target anything, guys. If it's under 25 points worth of risk, I won't mention risk. If it's over 25, I'll make the point of raising, hey, there is an issue here or the potential issue here with risk. Right, this push up, guys, this push up, we've now got a structured retrace. Right, absolutely no question about that. Right, that 61.8 is one of the FDAX's favorite Fibonacci's. So you would expect, guys, you see the buying team push up, they hit that Fibonacci, the sellers will go, no, you're not coming up here. That should fuel a second selling impulse in the market, which is what we're currently seeing. Should fuel it, guys, in a perfect world. Now, at this stage, the sellers are twice as strong, guys, on this candle as they were on the previous candle, as per the strength indicator on the left-hand side. A big shout out to Tim, guys, for, again, I come up with these crazy concepts, and Tim's like, yep, we can do that. Anybody short on the delta, guys, your delta is still fine, right? You're still fine. All right, your first target, guys, is 180. If that helps, guys, if it helps me to tell you that you're okay, if it helps me to tell you you're okay, hold on, please. Guys, damn man, I wish I had that when I was learning to trade. If you're short on the delta, guys, at 185, your first target is 180, second target is 175. Come on, sweetheart. Boom. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me, I bet there were some nervous people out there, guys. The presence of these Delta V3s, guys, the presence of these V3s, all right, those two little circles there, holy moly. Andrew, nice work. Shelton, nice work off the body of the SPR. Guys, if you are a body SBR trader, guys, you must wait for the retrace. You must wait for the structured rejection. Mathematically, it's a -6 rated static bar reversal. That is very strong. Guys, even if you're short underneath the static bar reversal, guys, you've gone through your first target. All right, so shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for doing really, really well. We learned all day yesterday about patience. Dan G, mate, that's a great trade, 5 and 10, because I think you've already got another one of those, haven't you? 5 and 10. 5 and 10 and 5 and 10. So you're already sitting at 30 points, mate. I'm really excited by that because 30 points in days gone by, 3 to 4 years ago, someone that got 30 points on the FDAX was an utter legend. Like, oh my, legend. And now we've got people doing 615, 20, 20s and 50, da 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 da. All right. That is a 4-point turning bar short, guys, on the FDAX. Now, before you put your order on, guys, we don't have agreement from the FESX. So what we need, it's a very, very strong sell candle. There is no question about that, guys, but I don't want you carrying what would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, almost 40 points worth of risk. So I'm going to be the fun police here. If you are short, guys, if you waited for the buyers to show at the top here, fail at Fibonacci, then went short under the SBR, guys, in fact, question for everyone, do I have anybody short that is trying to hold for long range targets? Anybody trying to hold for long range targets? If you are trying to hold for long range targets, yes, well done, guys. I want you to hold as long as you possibly can. I want you to hold as long as you possibly can. We are going to try and hold this short for about another 10 or so minutes. So about another 10 minutes. We have to keep an eye on Fibonacci here. Okay, so keep an eye on Fibonacci. That is looking very ugly. So I think our Fibonacci extensions are basically I think that is not the button I was looking for. Now, if you're long for long range targets, guys, if you're short for long range targets, what is that? Okay. So if you're short, guys, if you're short for long range short targets, then we're going to try and hold short. Nice, we're going to try and hold short. That can come. No, that needs to stay on. That one can come off. Okay, that one. All right, need to put that back on. So anybody that is short, guys, particularly if you're short, do I have anyone short off the R2, or did everybody wait for the actual failure of the static bar reversal and then go short? Guys, that push, retrace, reject on that. Once we got that classic push, retrace, reject, short from the R2, Nathan, that's a huge trade. Mate, I'm very excited for you. Did you get picked up, mate? Did you get picked up on all of your accounts? Because if so, mate, we're going to try and hold this as long as we can. As long as we can. So, guys, for those that are holding short, we're going to do what we did yesterday. All right, we're going to do what we did yesterday. We are going to try and hold the short down to the 100% extension here. So we're going to try and hold it to there. The flip side of that being no one's got any risk because everybody knows what they're doing. Dave, how are you, mate? Learning to be a lot more. Oh, Dave, patience. So, Dave, we now have an FDAX only trading room, mate, run by Samurai. This is the exact format we're using. And again, the only thing we are measuring is, are the members making more money? Now, it's been running since the start of February. And so far, guys, the feedback is very good. It's very, very, very good. I am watching the NASDAQers, guys, out on another computer. I'm watching the NASDAQers, and they're actually doing pretty well as well. Okay, now, this 100%, guys, this 100%, this 100% there, that is a very, very key 60-minute level, guys, that we knew about before. If we close below that level, guys, then your long-range trades that you guys are in, your long-range trades are going to probably go all the way back down to the gap. Guys, that's hundreds of points to the downside. So for many of you, you are short for long range targets. Caleb, I want you to hold, mate. I want you to hold for at least 15 minutes, please. Anybody that is short, please hold. Please hold. I had same similar situation as yesterday, but in the opposite direction. And what I loved, guys, what I loved is, again, when these guys turned green and then got rejected at Fibonacci, some of you put your order on there, some of you put your order on the V2, all the V3s are outside the range. None of those trades, guys, there's 4 or 5 trades there. None of those trades have looked back because they're mathematically perfect, right? That's why they haven't looked back. I think it's very important just to make sure everyone's aware of that. Guys, mathematically perfect trades will perform at a significant success rate, like really significant success rate. All right, now at this stage, guys, new trades. Perfect. For those that want to join the sell, right, if you would like to join the sell and you can carry around 25 points worth of risk, as we want the buyers to move up this candle, okay, and we want to try and trade that red delta short at 156. Now, guys, let me put the Fibonacci on for you. If you're going to go short at 156, it's all the same criteria again. 5-point risk control point, long range target. Okay, if you are short at 156, your first target is 151. If you're short at 156, plus 40 entry, 1 point on the body. Breezy, nice work. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, anybody short on the delta as a scale-in opportunity or a re-entry? 156, first entry. First target, 151. Second target, 146. I hope you guys are in on this. Toby, go, 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 baby, go, go, go. Come on, come on, come on, keep going. Okay, right, you guys are printing. You go, Toby, stop loss at this point in time should be break even or slightly positive, mate, on the scaling. Slightly positive. Geez, nice work, mate. 5 and 15. Holy moly. So we're short on the delta, guys. So we've got permission to go short from the FESX. Guys, your first target is out, your second target is out, third target is out. If you did scale in, please make sure you've controlled all of your risk on your scaling. Toby, put your mate, your trailing stop needs. So are you trailing from the top, Tobes? Are you trading from the top? Are you trailing from the top, I should say? If you are, mate, you've hit your 100% extension. SBR, okay, mate. Yeah. So you want to make sure you've locked in a massive chunk of profit now. The reason being is we've hit the 100% extension. Hey, presto. What did Breezy do? What's Breezy done? If you are short here, guys, if you are short to the 100% extension, sorry, the market's hit the 100% extension, you must lock in a big fat chunk of profit, right? No offense to big fat chunks. You've got to lock that in. As these guys could reverse off the 100% extension. They may get back above this key market level. They may get back above it. If they get back above it, we're going to see a higher high, and then we're going to target these reversals. We're actually going to try and get into the same reversal again. All right, so anybody off the SPR, man, the lesson today is all about, oh, holy moly, this. Can anyone else see? Can anyone else see a -6 up there? That -6 is why you guys have made so much money. This is really exciting. Okay, now, Toby, if you're a 5-minute chart trader, your stop would be currently sitting behind this candle. Breezy, nice work. Your stop would be sitting behind this candle, waiting for this current candle to close. If the current candle moves you further into profit, then your stop is going to come in behind this one, all right? And then we're going to try and trail it all the way down to the next pivot, which is yesterday's high, all the way down the bottom of the jar. If this candle does not move you further into profit in 1 minute and 8 seconds, mate, you would need to tighten. Yeah, perfect. Almost topped out at +20. Toby, that's okay, mate. That's okay. Wait for this candle to close. if this candle closes further into profit than the previous candle, so this candle, that candle, if we close further into profit, then your stop can come behind this candle, and we're going to try and run it all the way down to yesterday's high. Oh, you got out at Caleb at 20. Okay, mate, 20 is better than 2. 20 is better than 2, mate. So that okay, that's good, mate. That's good. Now, with that said, what have we got? These guys are going to keep going short. Right, they're going to keep going short. So we're looking for new signals. I was looking for new signals. I'll get rid of my Fibonacci there. I've got Caleb, 20 points, mate. 20 points is 20 points used to be our weekly KPI. Now that Fibonacci is slightly off, but the 100 fib is still on the money. All right, so what does it mean? Guys, what does it mean? If you are out of the trade already, don't just push the sell button. Guys, what we're looking for is we're looking for the buyers to push in and ideally fail at Fibonacci would be brilliant. For those now, guys, there are traders in the room with us today who have got multiple contracts running. So what does that mean? They've gone for a target of say 5 and 10 and 20, and then whatever they can get their hands on. So what we want to do is we want to get everyone in the trading room up to the point where they can either go for a 5 and a 25 or a 5 and a 50 or a 5, 10, 15, 20 or something along those lines. If you need to do it on the FDXM, right, so on the micro FDAX, one of our best traders started on the FDXM on 4 contracts, and literally went for staggered targets like that with progressive risk control. Again, that strategy at this point in time, guys, your stop loss is sitting at maybe +5. You have no risk. You've already taken out a 5, a 10, and a 20, or a 5, a 10, and a 15, and you've now set some ridiculous target down at the gap, guys, and you basically don't care now. It's complete money for jam. All you've done is you've waited for a very, very strong reversal signal, which is that static bar reversal there, followed by our 4-point turning bar, and said, I'm going to try and hold this for 15 minutes. That's another thing you guys can do if you want. There's your signal candle. I'm going to wait for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to tighten my stop. I'll wait for another 15, tighten my stop again, wait for another, just keep tightening. Just keep tightening. Now, we've got a static bar reversal short on the 15-minute chart, guys, which is a very strong signal. If we do get a delta V2 short or a delta V3 short, Toby go. If we do get a delta V2 or V3, guys, again, we're going to keep an eye on these 2 levels here. Let's keep an eye on these levels because, again, if I had a 3rd target running and I've got a 4th target all the way down the bottom of the jar, I would be watching. See this 133 extension that they're currently teasing? I would need these guys to make sure they go right through the 50 fib. So they have to go right through the 50 fib and bolt to the downside. Oh, yes. Look at the FESX. Holy moly. So anyone short on DAX, guys, we're going to try and hold this. Now, if you are going to trade down to the 50 fib of the day and yesterday's high, guys, your target would be sitting just above the 50 fib, which is an enormous trade. It's an enormous trade. There's no question. That is that even the SBR is a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. It's a 60-point trade. But that's a monster trade. Right? Monster trade. And the S&P 500, guys, has got an identical signal at exactly the same time. So everyone that's short at the moment is having a ball. Toby, if you're nervous, which is 100% normal, and I wouldn't worry about that at all. If you see these guys push down to the 50 fib 3 times, so that's the 2nd time, this is the 3rd time. If they get smacked by the buyers on the 3rd push down, which has not occurred, right? See that then? See that 3rd push by the buyers? So you got touch 1, touch 2, and touch 3. They got slammed. Now you'd bring your stop down to where my arrow is, and say you guys need to run and close below the 50 fib and yesterday's high, you've locked in a huge amount of profit. Got back in on the V2 after the retrace 15-minute confirmation. Yeah, no, that's fine, man. That's fine. So if you've got a static bar reversal on the 15-minute chart, you're looking for any V2 delta short, like this one here, any V2 delta short. Mate, yeah, wait for the retrace, wait for the rejection, jump on the delta, and again, join us and try and run it as far as you can. Just run it as far as you can. So, Toby, at this point in time, mate, your stop loss is sitting right there. Well, it's not that I'm allowed to give you personal financial advice, but 135 is a great spot for a stop loss. If we close under the 50 fib, guys, or under yesterday's high, we're going to go further, particularly if the FESX does the same. Man, I love this LTR format. In fact, if the FESX closes under the 50 fib, guys, which it did not, but it gapped down. So, Toby, this is when you would say, I need the sellers to push down. I need the sellers to push down and hit these 50s. That's where I put mine. Breezy, you've done very well, mate. Yeah, no, everyone's done really, really well. It's very, very exciting. Nathan is still short. Have I got anyone that is still short from the top of the jar? Right, a number of you are still short. This is where, guys, these multiple contract traders, this is where they kill it. Because they don't go short for 5 and 10 or 5 and 15. They go short for whatever they can get their hands on. 25,135. 25,135. Yeah, mate, again, you're going to lock in a big chunk of profit. Mate, you will lock in a big chunk of profit. Because of yesterday's high, because of the 50 fib, I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think that's a bad idea. Technically, mate, if you're going to try and run this a long way, your stop loss is going to be behind this candle here. With that said, though, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 points behind the market. As a relatively new trader, mate, I'd lock in a big chunk of profit at 135. That'll be a very big trade. It's a very exciting trade. And then I'd say, you know what, boom. In my notes today, I'd say the market ran all the way down to the 133 fib extension and the 50 fib of the day and yesterday's high. I tightened my stop right down. This is what occurred. At this stage, guys, to get an absolute gnarly meltdown, I would suggest the buyers may try and stall at the 50 fib. Then we're going to get a higher high. The higher high is going to be caught very quickly, and then we're going to go all the way down to the gap. Now, I want this to keep going for everybody who is short, because this is going to be a very big trade for those that have held it from the top. Okay. Now, guys, if you get taken out here, mate, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. It's almost a 50-point trade. Oh, so, mate, 10 and 45. So what's that? 55 points, mate. So let's pull that into perspective, mate. Pull that into perspective. As 55 points at 40 Aussie dollars per point. Mate, there's a lot of people that work at least a fortnight in Australia to earn that. At least a fortnight to earn that. I'd be happy with that, mate. I'd be happy with that. So, guys, what I'm watching, again, for the Nathans of the world who are going to try and hold this even longer, guys, we've got an FESX gap down. That is a big hint that these guys are going to go further to the downside. It's a big hint. We've got 6 minutes, and it looks like the sellers are losing on the 15-minute chart. So if you're trailing stop staking, look, like if the trailing stop staking you out, guys, in perspective, again, the trade will normally maximize its profit in 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3. They tried to bounce back. They couldn't. So a number of people have gone short. Have gone short again. Guys, run it down. If we get below the 50 fib, guys, if we get below the 50 fib in yesterday's high, this is a valid 4-point turning bar short. We can't take it at the moment. If we get below, it's going to go nuts. So Nathan is currently holding on. Holding on, basically saying, I need to hold on as long as I possibly can on this one. As if we go and close the gap, which is what we spoke about at the start of the session, If we go and close the gap, I would actually be targeting 25,000 personally. I did have this right there. Watch 25,000. That's where we're going, guys. That's where we're going. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. We are 40 minutes into the session. Guys, did I mention I love this format? Did I mention I love this format? Okay, the reason I say that is the NASDAQ traders look to be doing, guys, the NASDAQ and S&P traders look to be doing very well. The FDAX traders are doing really well. Guys, and we've got our affiliate webinar on tonight, guys. So has everyone got the link to that would like to come along? Guys, it's our soft launch, guys. It's our soft launch. What that ultimately means is we're just warning everybody out. Hey, this is what you need to do. These are the reasons why. This is what it looks like. And again, our goal is to build an army of successful traders across the globe. That is the goal. All right, now at this stage, we've got no new trades. Guys, got no new trades. Technically, we're not going to go long on a swing trigger. Right? So the FDAX has given us a swing trigger long. I'm not going to send you long on the swing trigger. It might be a little bit conservative. I'm not going to do that, guys, because the FESX is into the 50 fib of the day. So the FESX is trying to swing into a pivot. As much as it is a valid swing trigger, guys. It is a valid swing trigger structure here on the FDAX off a pivot. So let me just get rid of this. It is a valid swing trigger long. It would be a slightly lower probability trade just because we don't quite have the FESX in agreement yet. Okay, now mind you, let's have a look at this. Sellers have just stolen the stair step on the FESX, whereas buyers have the stair step on the FDAX. Oh, wow. We are gearing up for, look at this. What do we say, Toby, at this point in time, mate, your stop loss was at 135. And I guarantee when this candle was moving back down, you were thinking, oh man, I could have made so much more money. Now the market's gone back to 150, almost 160. You're thinking, thank God I got out when I got out. So it goes, it's obviously a lesson that we will get every single day. It's a great lesson, but every time you take a trade, your profitability as a trader is defined by where you exit the market more than it is by where you enter. What does that ultimately mean? That ultimately means that if you ran that down to Fibonacci extensions, you ran it down to the 50 of the day, you ran it down to yesterday's high, you're like, wow, check it out, how good am I? And then they keep going, you can't beat yourselves up. Right? At the moment, guys, if, like for example, Caleb got in on that delta, if Caleb didn't take targets out or didn't do something, his delta trade, which was stunning, is now in the red. It doesn't make sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Guys, so if you're like, well, Lockie, what's the piece de resistance? Guys, go for a 5-point first target, then a PVI second target. Caleb, 2 times 10. Great trade. Well done. So at this stage, I was just watching the 15-minute chart. Our preference is for longs, not shorts. Right? Our preference is for longs, not shorts. I'll get rid of that Fibonacci at this stage. That purple Fibonacci can stay on. We're obviously at a very, very key market level. We have got a higher high. Guys, we have got a higher high, which means we are looking for shorts. We're just waiting to see what these guys are doing, primarily the FESX. Okay, I'm watching the FESX last 90 seconds. All right, so again, at this stage, I'm watching the FESX close. That's what I'm looking for. Again, I'm trying to target this delta. So we'll call it Caleb's delta again. I'm trying to target that as an entry point. There's that one right there. In a perfect world, I want the FESX to close like that. I then want the buyers to push up a little bit on the FDAX, get caught at the fib, and then we're going to try and pick up that delta. There's that one right there, all right, that V2 delta. That's the one I'm targeting. All right, I don't want to enter in the last 90 seconds. All right, let's just see what these guys do. Come on, FESX. You tell us what to do, please. Just watching. Okay, let me just watch this. Boom. Okay, what we're going to do with FDAX, guys, don't you run without us. What I want, guys, on FDAX, I want just a smidgen of buying. It's just a smidgen of buying to get us above that delta so we can go short again. I'm just watching. I was just watching. Because the 15-minute chart says go short, but you need to wait for the buyers to show before you go short. As the FESX is like, meh, I just want to go short. Okay, so let's just be careful, guys. If you've got some good money locked away, what am I sitting at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm currently sitting at around 600, probably at 600 US. Right, so I got ATM'd. I got ATM'd on the trade that you guys have run on with. But again, as I said on my Instagram video yesterday, I don't mind that. I don't mind that because as we build Samurai globally, sometimes the moderators are going to get ATM'd. So I think, guys, I actually think it screams volumes for the live trading room if your performance is better than the moderators. Now, that sounds a bit counterintuitive, but again, if your performance is better than us, then that's actually really exciting, because it means the moderators, all we've got to do is focus on making sure that we're getting in on exactly the same trades we're guiding you in and out of, which is it's not as easy as it sounds. It's not as easy as it sounds. But that puts me so I'm sitting quite handsomely, guys, over $5,000 for the week, which is good. So I'll just keep chipping away. Don't you run without us, please. Just a little bit of buying, FDAX. Just a little bit of buying. Come on. All right, I'd suggest the FESX, guys, is going for the gap close. Nathan, are you still short? Have I got anyone else that is still short? Or is anyone else that is still short trying to hold this all the way back down the bottom of the jar? Surely. Well, mate, we may end up with a second tier reversal. Yeah, we may end up with. Let's have a look here. So again, guys, based on this 15-minute chart over here on the left-hand side. Okay, so based on the 15, let me just check the 30s. Yeah, look, I think we're going to get some buying, guys. So we're coming towards the last 90 seconds. Right? We are coming towards the last 90 seconds. So what we might say to the FDAX, is I'm going to go short again, but I want you to come and give me a higher high. I want you guys to push up, fail at a Fibonacci. Last 15, thank you, mate. Yeah, I wasn't watching the clock. That's why we hunt as a pack. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Now, guys, this little candle here is going to be a ratio-based static bar reversal short on the FDAX. Is the link Breezy? I'll give you the link now, mate. That's probably a faster way for me to do it. Let me give you the link. Those flip side of that is we are setting up a static bar reversal short on the 5-minute chart. So there will be a static bar reversal short here. Whereas on the 5-minute chart, we are in the last 15 minutes, and the 15-minute chart is saying, please go long first and then go short. Right? So, guys, I'll throw that in. So, again, we've got our affiliate webinar on tonight, guys. It won't be a massively long webinar. This won't be a massively long webinar. One. All right, let's just watch. Yeah, MJ, 100% recorded. 100% recorded. Okay, let me get it, guys. I'll give this to everybody. So, guys, if you want to come along, again, we're soft launching tonight. So we'll just run through what it looks like and basically how to get involved. Because anyone in the world is allowed to get involved, provided you are a member of Samurai. As understanding, we have free memberships. So therefore, there's no reason why we can't do that. All right, perfect, man. Oh dear. Okay, so we are, guys, the last 15 minutes. Any questions at all about anything that we're doing? Any questions at all about anything that we're doing? The higher high, guys, just so you know, the higher high has, guys, this little higher high, if you trade the last 15 minutes, they failed at the 38 fib, that reopens that delta to go short again. We were just waiting for the higher high. Static bar reversal short, mate. Static bar reversal short, 100%. Just be aware, guys, if you waited for the higher high and then you went short on the delta, right? So again, your delta entry point is at exactly 148. If you've gone short on that, volatility is dropping, 5-point first target and risk control point, then whatever you can get your hands on. Dan Gillespie, 6 p.m. Sydney time. The webinar should be at 9 p.m. Sydney time. At 9 p.m. Sydney time, I believe. Breezy, you got 60 points for the day. Mate, honestly, you reckon a year ago, you would have been trading the FDAX saying, I've got 60 points for the day? That is very, very exciting. Right? So if you want to do the maths on that, guys, 60 times 40. Aussie dollars. See, 6 fours are 24, 2,500 Aussie. That's just fantastic, Breezy. Mate, very excited for you. And for those that are hanging around, guys, we are waiting for the turn of the hour. Now, what's our little friend, the FESX, doing? Oh, no, Dan, it's all good, man. It's all good. All right, so let's, guys, if you've made, now, again, I'm going to sound like the fun police here. If you've made really good money tonight, guys, then please lock it in. Say, all right, I'm done. You can trade in sim. Guys, do whatever you need to do. What you don't want to do is have an absolute blinder and then go, oh, look, I'll just take one more trade. You get on the wrong side of the market. You get most of your money taken away from you. And normally that last trade is actually not valid. Guys, it's not a valid trade. Breezy, you're too kind, mate. You're too kind. Too kind. All right, so at this stage, so I said the 15-minute chart is a preference to buy, not sell. So again, watch what's happening on the 15-minute chart there. It's actually a 15-minute chart swing trigger long. Again, Guys, now that the FESX is pushed down to a pivot and failed, you could use that as a filter and say, right, sellers have failed on this one. I'm now going to go long. We are right in the last 15 minutes. Guys, and again, I think we need to just be a little bit careful. We've had a really good opening sortie. Nice, really good opening sortie. And again, if this candle closes nice and strong, guys, we're going to see some more. Donato, absolute pleasure, man, absolute pleasure. I hope that you've done well today. Right? If you haven't traded, I hope that you've learned something. That would be incredible. Now, with all that said, guys, we're looking for a turn of the hour trade. Guys, looking for a turn of the hour trade. We've got at least 5 minutes for that to occur. There's at least 5 minutes. So let me make this nice and clear here. So, guys, any questions at all? Any questions at all? Toby, you've had a blinder, I believe. Caleb's had a blinder. Guys, everyone's done well. Guys, Cody's running the LTR tomorrow night, so I should, in a perfect world, be able to have a blinder as well. So it could be quite good fun. Cody, have you had a good day today? Man, have you seen something that floated your boat? Cody got the SBR, mate. Well done. I'm excited for you, mate. That is fantastic. That is your trade, mate. That's your trade. That's Cody's trade. Wait for them to hit a pivot. My humble opinion. Wait for them to hit a pivot. Wait for them to confirm they are definitely failing with the push, retrace, reject on a fixed candle. Hit it short and try and hold it. Try and hold it as long as you can. Guys, the goal for the LTR this year, guys, is to get traders to hold their trades as long as they possibly can, particularly when their risk is controlled. Particularly when the risk is controlled, because it's money for jam, because you can't lose anything. It's really, really exciting. It blows the concept of a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. It blows it out of the water. All right, so what have we done today? We were very careful on the way up, guys, when these guys went absolutely nuts. So well done, guys, well done if you were very careful. Okay, now what have we got here? Delta V2, Delta V3 SBR. Okay. So we've got Delta V2, Delta V3 times 2 plus SBR. All right, so 4, oops, I should learn how to spell delta, shouldn't I? 4 reversal signals, all triggered, right? All mathematically perfect, all produced a return. And this was, guys, a shotgun start. That was a very, very fast start for the FTAX. Guys, I just got a message, from Nathan in Australia. He said, "Hi, mate, I've left the LTR. Ridiculous night. Thank you." Ridiculous night. Man, I cannot wait to catch up to Nathan. Yeah, Dan, mate, struggling to hold. I personally find struggling to hold on one contract very hard. It gets easier on 2 contracts. It gets easier on 3. It gets easier on 4. So if you like, you're on 4 contracts. With 4 contracts is magic. 4 contracts magic for holding, because you've got a 5-point target, a 10-point target, a 20-point target, and then you already know psychologically. You've already, well, we'll do the maths on it, right? Do the maths on it. So if you can do 4 contracts, you're already out of 5 contracts plus a 10 plus a 20. So you already got in the bank, and they can't take it away from you. You've already got in the bank $980, so call it $1,000, and the rest is money for jam. 1,000 US, money for jam. If you say, I'm going to go for 5, 10, 20, and whatever I can get my hands on, which is typically the next pivot. Right? So what did we say in that trade? Go for the next pivot. Even on the SBR body, you would have ended up with a 10, 20, 30, 40 50, 60, 70, 80, an 80-point trade. So you got 5, 10, 20, mate. You've made $1,000. No, if you want to, I'd be really cheeky, mate. Make it a 5, 11, and 20. So when it does that, you're over $1,000 US, and then it becomes money for jam. One of the hardest things I've ever done, guys, in trading, honestly, the hardest thing is try and run long range targets on one contract. Because you've got this thing in your head, oh man, I could lock in so much now. But when you've already been paid, in Nathan's case, like with a 6 and 11 and a 21, and then the rest is just money for jam, it gets to the point where it actually becomes a game of, I wonder how much I can get paid because I have nothing at risk. Guys, and that feeling of nothing at risk is just incredible, like incredible. So guys, as we come into the hourly turn, again, we've got an efficient candle here on FDAX. It is climactic, but it's also efficient. So at this stage, guys, we're looking for, again, I would look for an absolute definitive test of the R2. That is a very strong buying candle, guys, on FDAX. That's a very strong buying candle. Now, there will be a trade here, guys, for those that trade dynamically, and your entry is going to be sitting 1 point underneath the 88.6 Fibonacci at 203. Now, if you are going to trade that, guys, we're back into low volatility trading. PVI is under 24, so that's a 5-point risk control, regardless of the target you're going for. All right, now this is the second failure. Guys, the second failure at the R2. All right, second failure at the R2. Most importantly, this could roll over into a Toby-style reversal. Okay, it could do that. I would be very careful, guys. I would be very careful about entering under the R2 with a very, very strong 15-minute bar leading in, guys. That is a monster, 14 times bar. So that says we should be buying, guys. It says we should be buying. We can sell back against that, guys, but you'd need to make sure that the buyers push up, get absolutely annihilated. So you need the weight of the sells, guys, to come in very heavily. And the weight of the sells would mean that you would be sitting your stop loss underneath this candle here. Right. Sorry, your stop loss, your entry into their stop losses. All right, so let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's see what we've got. It's a very, very strong turning candle, guys. Very strong turning candle on the FESX. So the difference between the two at the moment, the FESX is currently trying to reverse valid static bar reversal long, valid 4-point turning bar long. What does it mean, guys? What does it mean? We need the buyers to obviously run out of steam on the FESX, guys, before we look for a really, really violent trade. Now, you see these buyers, guys, is starting to get their pants handed to them by the sellers. Oh, geez, well done. So, guys, they're starting to get their pants handed to them. So just let them come to us. The entry underneath the candle, guys, is sitting in everybody else's stop losses at 203. If we do get back down that far, guys, you're going to see, what's our volume on this candle? 287. There's going to be around 250 stop losses underneath that candle, right? So if we do get forced back down there, it's going to be pretty awesome to watch. At the moment, I would be very careful, guys, about reversing underneath that R2 with the 15-minute candle. Like, this is a monster. That basically says anything you can buy that's legal, go for it. Be very careful about selling. That's what it sort of screams to me. Now, guys, I did give you the link for tonight, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, no, I did. Okay, cool. Now, let's see what goes on here.
Connection lost.
Sweet. Sorry guys, my internet just said connection lost for a little bit and then came back on again. So just make sure everything is running relatively smoothly. It looks like it is. Right now, guys, at this stage, guys, we are certainly not. We are certainly. What have we got here? Okay. FESX, guys. Again, FESX relatively strong. If we get any selling coming into the market, guys, any selling coming into the market, that delta V3 is valid long, provided we get a structured retrace and a structured rejection. Now, the only reason it's valid is because the leading candle was an efficient CORPC bar. Okay, so we must get a structured retrace. We must get a structured rejection. Again, so I'm looking for a minimum of Fibonacci. The risk is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The risk is 30 points, guys. So it's actually over our risk profile. It's over our risk profile. I note the buyers are relatively strong on the FESX, but they have lost a bit of mojo. So again, if you use the FESX as a reference chart, as it looks like the buyers are trying over here on the FESX, but they're not really impressing anybody. So if we do get any kind of buying at all that fails, guys, we might actually see the FESX turning around and giving us a gap close. All right, so at the moment for the FDAX traders, the delta V3 is mathematically valid, but the risk is too high. Guys, the risk is too high. All right, so we just want to be very careful on that one. So your 60-minute chart looks long since it closed above the previous 60-minute. Let's have a quick look. Mate, it definitely looks long. It definitely looks long, but it's stunningly climactic. Like that if that was a long efficient candle, I'd be like, wow, this is huge. That's not a long efficient candle. That is a climactic candle. Hey, good guys, good interesting point if I can. You know, when we said it was in the pre-brief before, we said just watch the 60-minute chart coming into open. If it's a really, really strong candle, we're probably going to go nuts. Look at this. So there's your strong candle, and it was like, hey, presto, boom, and then we took off. So I reckon at this point in time, guys, understanding that the long's got too much risk on it. So the long has got too much risk. Unless you wait for a structured retrace, which we've just got, and then you put your buy order on. Now, if you want to do that, guys, it's a 238 entry long. We don't have stunning permission from the FESX. They're kind of like, yeah, are we going to do it? Are we not? I think there's going to be a better trade. Guys, I think there's going to be a better trade. Every time we have dominated the FDAX today, Dave, yes. Every time we've dominated the FDAX today, guys, we've had very, very clear FESX agreement. At this point in time, we don't have clear agreement. Right? We don't have clear agreement. The risk is also, as I've mentioned already, the risk is a little bit outside our comfort zone. Right? We don't like risk of more than 25 points. So now we wait. If you've made good money today, guys, which a number of you have, what am I sitting at? Again, about 600. Yeah, about 600, just under 600 US. Right, so that puts me solidly over 5 US for the week. I actually really wanted to get to 10. This week. I have been ATM'd twice. If I wasn't ATM twice, I'd be over 10 grand. So I'm thinking my ATM is a little bit tight. I'm thinking I'm a little bit tight. Touch 5 pay 2 is very reassuring as a moderator. There's no doubt, but it can be a little bit costly. So I think it's got to be a bit looser. Yeah, MJ. Yeah, I'm thinking +5. I'm thinking +5 -2 actually. I'm thinking +5 -2. Now this FDAX, guys, has been an absolute pleasure to trade today, just like yesterday. An absolute pleasure to trade. This has been my favorite market since 2013, 2014. I was told at the time you can't trade the FDAX, it's impossible. The tick value is too much, it's too volatile, too this, too that. And yet all that's occurred, guys, as it becomes more popular, it's become more and more voluminous and more tradable. All right, now what have we got, guys? We have a ratio-based static bar reversal setting up on the FDAX. Guys, now, how are we going to deal with this? Again, if the buyers push up, guys, and hit Fibonacci, which they're already doing, guys, if you want to be cheeky, there's an entry underneath the body at 230. Normally the entry, guys, is underneath, outside the range of the candle at 222. Right, so normally that's the case. The Fibonacci retracement comes down the candle to catch them on the way up. Right, now this retrace, they're keeping on building. So if you are long on the V3 Delta, guys, if you went long, it's gone through the first target and risk control point. Right, so if you are long, well done. Flip side of that, guys, some of you might not have gone long because of the risk. If you haven't gone long, then we can't go long anymore. We're actually gearing up shorts. Now, again, to go short, guys, okay, we must get a higher high. Right? We must get a higher high. There is a short sitting underneath the body of this candle, guys, because you've got a higher high at 230. If you are going to go short, guys, at 230, your risk control point is 225. Volatility is now just sitting right on the moderate zone. If you enter outside the range of the candle, guys, your entry's down here at 222. Now, you are waiting for these buyers to get absolutely trounced. Now, at the moment, the trouncing is not occurring, but I wouldn't suggest it's far away. Nice. I'd suggest we're going into a bit of price exploration at this point in time. Wow, there's a no, it was R3. R3. All right, now these buyers are starting to get a bit uncomfortable. So again, guys, if you're a body entry trader on the FDAX, right, your entry is at 230. Right, you have a -4 rated SBR to the downside. That's pretty strong. If you are going to go short, guys, at 230, right, your risk control point is 225. If you are trading statically, guys, you're going to wait for this candle to close. Okay, just watch and see what they do. So we're approaching the last 90 seconds. Sellers are trying to circle on the FESX. It's trying to circle on the FESX. So, guys, did Young Breezy say did 60 points? I think 60 points tonight. Oh, Caleb, you got mentioned yesterday, mate, on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. So, guys, I did mention Caleb yesterday. Bloody fantastic trade. So, well done. Now, at this stage, guys, static entry had a good day yesterday. You did. Well, you've had a good day today as well, mate, I trust. Again, it's all about focus, just like literally laser focus. All right. Now, at this stage, it's a bloody fantastic result. So sellers are circling My sellers are circling. What have we got here? Yeah, sellers are circling everywhere. So there is a static bar reversal loading on the FDAX with even better ratios. Well, hang on. I'm going to wait for it to close. So even better ratio. No, you don't want to close. Right now, my preferred entry on the static bar reversal, I always enter outside the range of the candles. Yeah, that's what we've been dealing with, mate. Since the FESX decided to give it stair step away to the sellers, FDAX buyers on the stair step, and as a result, we've got effectively charts in conflict, which just means again entering outside the range of the candles normally results in now how far is that gap away? Normally results in better results. Now they might be. Honestly, guys, I think the FDAX is going to chase this gap up here at 446. So the DAX traders may have just decided we're going to go and close the gap at 446. If they do that, guys, then tomorrow when both of these FESX and DAX come back into alignment, then we're probably going to find, look at this, 4-hour SBR long. Look at that. We did say, guys, that if they trigger this 4-hour long, they're probably going to buy for 12 hours. Right now, we are only on 2 hours. We're only 2 hours and 15 minutes into that journey. All right, so static entries, guys, static entries. If you're over your daily goal, please don't take another trade. If you are over your daily goal, please don't take another trade. Very important. FDAX is probably, guys, if they can load a really lovely SBR, the FDAX is probably going to try and sell down to around here as a first port of call. So again, we're sitting in the patience, sitting in the patience locker, which is again what we do. So what have we basically got today, guys? We've basically got a swing trigger that I didn't put you in, 4-point turning bar short. All right, I thought I was missing one. So some of you grabbed the 4-point turning bar short after the retrace and the rejection. So this is really lovely, guys. Drop a ratio, awesome. Increase of ratio, awesome. And then we trade, some of you traded. So my trade of the day, guys, will be basically the Delta V3 or the V2 all the way down to yesterday's high. That's going to be the trade of the day. Now, what I'm going to do is let me just put a rectangle on for that one. Right, that's a 60-point box. Now, technically, guys, that efficient candle long you've got there, so that one rated efficient candle long, it's actually a valid long. I'm just watching the FESX. FESX is like, yeah, I'm stuck in pivots now. I think the FDAX is going to try and do a gap close, which if it does do that, then we basically grab our money, we run away, we come back tomorrow, and we just do the whole thing again. The gap close is a monster. Look at this. Four, 446. Four, 446. Oh dear. 446 is like R4 stuff. That's R4 stuff. All right, so guys, again, if we're going to grab another signal, we've got 10 minutes to go. If we're going to grab another signal, we've got to have permission from the FESX to trade. Now, we've only had one losing trade this week, guys, using that approach, and it was my mistake. All right, so 100% my mistake. That's the when we traded into the 50 fib of the micro. It was on Tuesday. On Tuesday. And now we wait. Justin, how are you, mate? Got a question for the guru. Mate, I'm just a candlestick guy, mate, but I'll do my best. Has it ever happened where a trader has had positions on and a volatile news announcement come out and it gaps badly, so we end up owing NinjaTrader money in the red? It happened to me with CMC Markets. Huge profit on NFP. It went red in seconds. Hopefully one time only ever for the situation. Okay. If you have a NinjaTrader, mate, if you have a private NinjaTrader account, so if you have a private NinjaTrader account, and let's say you fund it with, say, $10,000 or something along those lines, it can happen. So it can happen. We are looking for shorts now. We're looking for shorts. A V2 Delta short would be absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely spot for a V2 Delta short. So, mate, the answer is it can happen, and it did happen. It did happen many, many moons ago with a trading school on the Gold Coast, where one of the people running the trading school told a whole lot of Malaysian-based traders that if the market turns off, as soon as it turns on, you just want to push a trade, and it's going to go absolutely nuts. So that, Justin, the market had sold down. The S&P was down by about 500 points. Like, we're talking huge sell down. And they said, hey, as soon as the data turns back on, just push the buy button and it's going to skyrocket. Now, even though I told this person many times that is completely absurd, that's never been tested, that's ridiculous, they decided to do it anyway. And one of the Malaysians, a really lovely guy called Kevin, ended up getting a phone call from NinjaTrader saying, you owe us about 20,000 US dollars. And he didn't have 20,000 US dollars. So ironically, they can't force you to pay it. They can't force you to pay it, but you will be banned from futures trading forever. So Kevin can't open an account anymore in his name. Mind you, he just went and opened an account in his wife's name and everything is hey presto. If you're trading funded accounts, it can't happen. So if you're trading a funded account, it cannot happen. If you're trading a private, personal, funded, proper account with real money, so if you're trading a real money account, it can happen. It can happen. So again, what you need to do is avoid all kind of was that in Australia? Was your broker in Australia? I'm just asking questions. Or were you living in Australia and the broker's in Australia, or you living in the US and the broker's in the US? Because CMC. Oh my God! If you mentioned CMC, mate, CMC are probably, no, I can't say anything negative, right? I'd say probably the most unfriendly group of people I have ever met, ever. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. If it was CMC, if it was NinjaTrader USA or Rhythmic Futures USA, they're not going to pursue you in Australia because it's probably $150,000 just to start a pursuit. But mind you, mate, the answer is, and it's a really lovely question, guys. Do not trade over red flag news announcements. Just don't do it. Now, guys, we are looking for shorts, please. We are looking for shorts. No question about that at all. I'm just going to come back across here. I'm going to turn my camera on so TTP knows that I'm here. So, guys, the last trade of the day for FDAX is going to be a short. Please don't run without us. Give me a Delta V2, please. V2. Give me a V2, please. Now, please, guys, we've traded really, really well today, right? Really well. If this is a 4-point turning bar short, it is going to be a valid trade. If you need another trade, this is going to be a valid trade. There is no question about that. We've got to wait for the candle to close. Guys, it's got to tick all of the boxes. And back to your question, mate, I've had met some people that have had some very nasty experiences with Australian-based CFD providers. Right now, ultimately, the CFD provider is trading against you. That's how they make their money. So I've had equal stories where someone's made $100,000 on a trade and they've refused to pay them out because CMC lost $100,000 on the trade. So they literally refused to pay. So we think you're cheating, and it's why I don't use brokers. Like, I've heard of so many nightmare stories. Okay. At this stage, guys, that is a very, very strong reversal candle. Guys, it's a very strong reversal candle. If you do want to go short on the FDAX, guys, it's not a 4-point turning bar, but it's a very, very strong candle. Guys, you want the green team. Okay, the green team must show first, which they're doing. So the green team must show first. You must fail at Fibonacci. Your entry is outside the range of the candle, guys, at 38. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to push these guys down through a number of stop losses. Now, the primary stop losses are going to be sitting behind this candle here. And there'll be some here, but most of them are going to be here. They're going to use that to try and protect themselves. The stop losses will be sell orders. So, guys, if you are going to take a sell order, the entry is at, just double checking, your entry is at exactly 38. Exactly 38. You need the buyers to push up. Otherwise, you need them to get absolutely annihilated. Okay, absolutely annihilated. Okay. I'm just going to log into the other trading room, guys. Hold on one sec. Hey, Marcus, don't want to interrupt, but just can you remind everybody that they've got the affiliate webinar on tonight, please? Thank you, mate. Sorry, guys, I'm logging into the second trading room. All right, so at this stage, we've got a short loading. Guys, our volume is good. Our volatility is good. It will be, hey, mate, Christian, how are you? Hope you're fantastic.
Hello, Lachlan.
It's going to be a 5-point first target. Hey, mate, we've just got a trade that is literally sitting here waiting to trigger. We've had some big trades today, mate. We had big trades. Craig on the Gold Coast did 60 points on FDAX, so just under 2,500 Aussie dollars, just under 2,500 Aussie. Now this trade, guys, is valid. All right, if you need one more trade, your entry is at 238. First target 233. And it must pick you up in the next 54 seconds, or we're not going to take the trade. So not to be, not to, it is going to try and pick you up, guys. There's no question about that.
So how many trades did you have in total today, or you didn't count?
4.
4.
4.
Oh.
No. Mate, 4. We were expecting 4 to 5 really good ones. Then the market just went ballistic. Look at this. It just went ballistic to the high side.
I saw this green candles.
Very, very careful.
I saw this green candles and I saw
greens.
this on the live stream and I was like, whoa.
It went nuts. Okay, now, sorry, mate, just to cut you off. Anybody short, guys, at 238? So if you're short at 238, guys, your first target. Well done, Giz. Nice work. Guys, if you're short at 38, your first target is 33. If you've entered outside the range of the candle, Giz has entered on the body of the candle, guys, after a retrace. Come on, Daxi, just one more, please. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, you know you want it. You know, no. Come on. So, guys, what Giz has done, I do think we're going to get a little bit of a sell down here, guys. So just hold. Guys, Giz has waited for the retrace, structured Fibonacci retrace. He's then entered under the body of the candle, Giz. You've entered under the body. Yeah, okay, entered under the body of the candle, which is also a trench of the candle. Again, what we're doing is we're hunting the stop losses sitting behind this candle here. Yeah, well, mate, it's, again, a body entry after a really lovely retrace is a really, really great little trade. Now, guys, FESX, price at this stage is showing some selling. They are moving down towards yesterday's high, right? So we do have a pivot over here. So the body entry was a little bit smarter, now, guys, if they start doing this, it just means that the short signal is going to take a little bit longer to move down. So Christian, what it ultimately means is today we picked up 4 very, very easy trades. We had to be very, very careful because the volatility was crazy. Those were crazy when we started. We were expecting them to buy because of a 4-hour long, so the 4-hour long triggered, and again, they went absolutely nuts. And we're expecting them to buy based on US news, and that's exactly what we got.
For all of
So,
our
mate, 4 trades,
viewers,
4
I just want to
wins.
say each time I'm asking Lachlan before the beginning of the live stream, what are you expecting in the markets today? He's telling, oh, it's going to be volatile, not volatile, and he's 100% right about it every time. So, very happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that you guys managed to go around this volatility and avoid a lot of trades. 4 take profits is also a good result. However, in this volatile market, you all guys can see how big these candles are and how volatile and aggressive they are. I think it's very, very important to stay calm and just follow the strategy, right?
Yeah, well, we just made that trade that we were just talking about before as we came in, and I was giggling saying go down, go down, go down. So our entry point for the junior traders was 238. Their profit target is 233. It's just hit 230, which means we're actually now at 5 from 5. So again, that's a good stat, mate, because we were expecting 5 trades today, and we got 5 trades, and they've all gone to target. So stoked, and we'll come back tomorrow and do the same thing again. How about that?
Guys, with the win rate that Lachlan has, we can say as a trading pit that getting take profits has more chances than getting a date. So for all of the traders for the Valentine's campaign, we want to remind you that right now we have a Valentine's campaign promotion. You can use code ChartLover for 20% off on all accounts, CFDs, futures and stocks, and have your chances in passing a challenge and getting funded, of course, following your strategy. Great. Lachlan?
Very good,
I
mate.
think we're gonna be
Thank you
ending.
for having us once again, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks everyone for watching. We wish you to have a lots of love this weekends. Enjoy your time, relax from the charts, enjoy Valentine's Day. And Lachlan, thank you so much, as usual, for having this stream for us. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, mate. It's an honor. So thank you, guys. And if you're coming to the affiliate webinar, guys, I'll see you in around about 25, 26 minutes. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Christian, thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.